you wanted to begin with a word about your pal Bert Wilson, who passed away last week.
Actually, I really didn't know him that well. The first time I ever saw Bert was, he was playing for Providence Reds, and I was coaching the Rochester Americans, and I remember he was doing a number on one of my players out there, and it was the first time and the last time. I always said I never sent any of my guys on. I lied. I said to John Winsink, I said, John, would you like to take a little spin on the ice? And he says, Grapes, are you serious? I says, yeah. I says, be my guest if you'd like to. Over the boards he goes. It was World War III. Bert and him went at it for about 10 minutes. It was unbelievable.
Bert did a good job, you told me.
Oh, it was a good, hey, listen, nobody ever beat him, I'll tell you that. A few ties in that. Good-looking guy. You see him, he looked, by the way, that tan that he had there, he just come from his farm. It was training camp. That's why he looked so good. So the next time I'm coaching...
Who's coaching Providence?
Hey, John Muckler. John Muckler, of all guys, glad you brought that up. I tell you, it was so bad, he came on the ice and he was crying, calling me an animal. Tried to get at me on the bench, had a new suit on, and I didn't want to wreck my suit, true story and everything, but then I thought, let's go. Anyhow, John got 10 games. I didn't get suspended, but he got 10 games. And I'm going to tell you a little story. I hope he got fast. The next game in, they had it build up. The fight between Wilson and Winsink. 2 weeks before, I phoned the newspapers down there and said, Winsink isn't coming, cost him $50,000. John Muckler, a little unhappy about that one. Anyhow, the next time I see him, I'm coaching the Bruins. He's playing for L.A., I think it is. The score is 6-1. In those days when they went into the Bruins Gardens, it was like just lose and that's it and everything like that. Don't beat them too bad and everything like that. 30 seconds to go. Guess who he picks a fight with? Stan Jonathan. I mean, you're not going to win, and this team is losing, but that's the kind of guy Bert Wilson was. I'll tell you, boy, he was beautiful. In those days, they had long hair, eh? He had kind of
Quit talking about how good looking he was.
Well, he really was. He was beautiful,
yeah.
And he never backed down, and he took all his money, you know, God love him, he took all his money, put it in the farm, and, you know, it's not fair. Here's a guy, 43 or something like that, you know, put all his money, good, he never drank or anything like that, and he died of cancer, and it's just too bad, and I'm just sad to see him go because he was one of the good guys.
That's very nicely said. Doug Riseborough's old number is the number he was wearing in that photo, yeah. Number 8. What about Doug Riseborough and the Calgary Flames predicament?
Well, I feel sorry for Doug because he never gave himself a chance. Now, who does he think he is that he could coach 1 year and then be general manager and coach? I know Quinn does it, but he coached a long time. I know Sather did it, but he the same thing. Quinn, he did it, but he coached a long time. He never gave himself a chance. He didn't really know how to coach after 1 year. I remember my first year, he could have had Mickey Mouse behind the bench. And then general manager, he goes right in. He ticked Gilmore off. He told Gilmore how bad he was and everything like that. And then he goes and tries to motivate him. It's too bad because I think he could have been a good coach. He never gave himself a chance.